Hi, my name is James Collins, and I'm the Officer of Leadership for the Phi Theta Kappa chapter of Alpba Theta from the CCAC Allegheny campus. This weekend we're here at the beautiful Hidden Valley Resort for our Ambassador Retreat, and this weekend I'm going to be catching up with a few of the students and asking them why they believe that completing college is important and why they're going to sign the pledge to complete college. Let's go talk to some people. Sean, why do you think it's important to complete college, and why are you signing the pledge to complete college?
I think there's a lot of important reasons to finish college. I think one of the most important ones is that we need to enable in a society that is better educated, and we need to break down barriers of education. I know my family wasn't very educated, and we didn't really promote it or even really talk about higher education. So I think it's important to, as a society, to enable and promote higher education. And I'm signing the pledge because it's important to me. It's something I've always wanted to do. It's been a dream of mine. And I have a little brother, so I like to be an example for them.
Good answer. So why do you think it is that some students stop attending their classes?
Speaking from experience, I've dropped out of college twice. And as a first-generation student, there are definitely some barriers to overcome. There's definitely financial barriers. College is expensive. And it's scary. It's a scary environment, especially as a first-generation student. I didn't have motivation or an example, so I kind of just came in and did it all on my own, and I wasn't successful at first, but I kept coming back, and I'm grateful that I kept that motivation. And I met some people along the way that helped me stay motivated for college.
And what tips do you have for students out there to help them achieve success in completing college?
I'd say one of the biggest things that helped me is using resources that are available to me. And another obstacle I had to overcome was believing in myself. I never really thought I could achieve the things I've done, but I wouldn't do them because I didn't think I could do them. But just giving it a try, I surprised myself, and I've been very successful on campus, not only academically, but I'm heavily involved in clubs. We do a lot of great things.
Sean, thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, so Brent, why do you think it's important to complete college, and why are you signing the pledge to complete college?
I think it's important to complete college because in today's job market, it's a lot more competitive, and so any leg up you can get is really important. And any way you can better yourself, because I know in my education that the more aware I become of different concepts and different cultures, the more I've expanded on myself as a person. And I'm signing the pledge because I want to commit myself to learning more about myself, more about the world around us, so I can learn and push that education on in the future.
Okay. And why do you think some students stop attending their classes?
I think some students stop attending their classes because of either personal pressures, like finances, or just stuff going on at home. And some people just find it hard to have the motivation, because when you're by yourself in classes, it's hard when you're just taking classes, not really seeing too much of the results until you actually get out into the workforce and start using your degree, that it's really hard to see the short-term benefits, but the long-term benefits are incredible.
Okay. And what tips do you have for students to achieve success in completing college?
I believe networking is really important, so reaching out to other people on campus and professors. And so there are a ton of resources available at CCAC specifically that are available to the students for any multitude of reasons, whatever struggle you may be having. There's probably a resource that can help you out with it. So it's really important to reach out when you're having an issue to get it resolved.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out today, Brent. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Nicole, why do you think it's important to complete college, and why are you signing the pledge to complete college?
Personally, I think that it's really important to complete college, mainly for your success, whether it's in a trade or you're actually getting a 2-year degree in something, or if you're going on to a 4-year degree. I think it's really important for you to get your education and continue on to get a successful job and be successful. And I'm signing the pledge just to kind of give myself a little bit of motivation myself.
Okay. And why do you think it is that some students stop attending classes?
I think the biggest problem is life gets in the way. Personally, I went to Clarion University when I first graduated high school, and life got in the way and I had to take a few years off, and now I'm back at CCAC. But I think if you just keep pushing and you find a way to go back to school, that's the biggest part that matters.
Okay. And what tips do you have for students to achieve success in completing college?
I think the biggest tip would be to not be afraid to ask for help. Like, a lot of colleges have different services that they can help you with, whether you don't have the money to pay for your tuition or you need tutoring services or whatever. CCAC has a lot of those services that they can offer for you if you're struggling to complete college. So I guess the biggest thing is just don't be afraid to ask for help. If you really want to finish college, just go for it.
Right. Well, thank you, Nicole. I really appreciate you taking this time out today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. All right, so Marian, why do you think it's important for students to complete college, and why are you signing the pledge to complete college yourself?
All right. I believe that knowledge is power. So it's very important for people to complete their education, because one of the reasons is that you'll be able to get yourself a good job, and you'll be able to earn a higher income. But apart from that, is that you want to be knowledgeable and fit in society. You know,
Right.
you want to soar high.
Absolutely.
I think that's among the few of the reasons why I think it's important to complete college.
Okay. And why do you think some students stop attending classes?
There are a number of reasons why students stop attending classes. One of the reasons is that college tuitions is expensive, so some people cannot afford to pay for their college tuition. And then with others, I think it's challenge. You know, when you're taking classes and you're not understanding the classes, you feel like giving up. Yeah, so that's why I would advise people to be determined and principled, to know what they want and to know what they want to achieve in life.
Okay. And do you have any tips for helping students to achieve their success in completing college?
Yeah, I guess one of the reasons, like I said, I would say it's determination and principle, knowing where you want to be and knowing what difference you want to make in society. So if you tell yourself that you can do it, nothing is impossible. You
Really
can do
good.
it, yeah.
All right, so Lexi, why do you think it's important to complete college, and why are you signing the pledge?
I'm signing the pledge because I know a lot of people in my family have not went into college and graduated, and I see how hard it is for them to be able to get jobs that they want. And I'm someone who actually knows what I want to do in life, and I want to be able to achieve that. And in order to do that, I know I have to graduate in order to get a job that I actually like.
Okay. Why do you think some students stop attending their classes?
For me personally, I almost quit my freshman year because I was just stressed. I had a lot of medical issues and history that I didn't know how to get help, and I didn't want to get help. And so for me, it was seeking the help and knowing where to go. And so that stresses people out, and then they just end up not doing good.
Okay. And what tips do you have for other students to help them achieve success in completing college?
There's nothing wrong with seeking help. And if you even think that you're going to fail or you're struggling first week, second week, seek help in the beginning rather than later. It will definitely help save you time in the end, and stress will be relieved a lot from that. And being able to have a plan set aside and being able to communicate well with others is definitely a big thing, I would say.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking your time out today, Lexi. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Robert, why do you think it's important to complete college, and why are you signing the pledge?
So I'm signing the pledge because completing college not only will help me be a more well-rounded person, it will help me get to where I would like to go. Completing college provides not just more security like career-wise, but it will allow me opportunities to meet different people and have new experiences and just generally overall be more well-rounded. That's why I think it's very important to complete college and sign the pledge.
That's a very good answer. Why do you think some students stop going to their classes?
I think maybe some people, they just become too busy with stuff going on in life, family or work. Other people maybe feel overwhelmed or stressed and they're giving up, which I don't encourage them to do. I would say reach out and get help and just keep on trying. There's probably a wide variety of reasons, but I think if you're able to, even if it's hard, you should go to your classes and try to complete.
Okay. And do you have any tips for other students on how they can achieve success in completing college?
I would say that, take it easy. For some people it might be easier to take only 2 or 3 classes a semester instead of like trying to take 5 or 6. If you need help, I would get it early. I wouldn't wait until stuff starts to get really hard to try to reach out for tutoring or talking to your professors. And I would just say, know your limits and try to stay within them, or just push yourself just a little bit beyond them.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking your time out today, Rob. I really appreciate your feedback.
Thank you, my pleasure.
All right, so I'm here with Cassidy. Cassidy, why do you think it's important to complete college, and why are you signing the pledge to complete college?
I think it's important because if people stop trying to learn and taking new classes, then they kind of get stuck almost. So if you keep learning, keep trying to improve who you are, then you can almost keep up, learn new things, expand your mind, be able to interact with new people. And I'm signing the pledge to give myself motivation and to try and motivate other people to know that they can complete college. It's possible for anybody to do it.
Awesome, awesome. So why do you think some people stop attending classes?
Well, there are a lot of reasons. There are some personal reasons, but for other people that don't have necessarily that issue, I think it's because they don't quite feel comfortable in their class, they don't quite understand all of the course material, and they get nervous and they stop going, which evidently makes the problem worse in some sense, but they don't feel they're okay where they are, and so they stop going because it makes the situation feel better for them personally. They're less nervous.
Okay. So then what tips do you have for someone in college to achieve success?
No matter how worried you get or nervous you are or how hard it seems, just to push through it. If you keep pushing and keep trying and keep fighting, then you're going to be more likely to achieve success, and rather than if you just stop and you stop trying to fight, that's whenever you don't succeed.
All right, those are some pretty good answers. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.